Hey guys, welcome to Tuesday Toots here on Silver Silk and More on the YouTube channel. My name is Nilay Patel. I am the owner and designer and the guy who ships out orders, the guy who fills orders, the guy who looks at all the website content and answers your questions here on on YouTube as well as Facebook. And it's my privilege and my honor and my everything to bring you guys fun, creative new projects using Silver Silk, of course. But I also love to collaborate with other companies out there. Two of my favorites, of course, are Softflex and Jesse James Beads. And I love working with their products. They have such genius designers on their staff, and I just feed off of their energy and ideas. And yeah, no, we just create a really great creative community, and we love sharing ideas with you guys, and certainly you guys love sharing your ideas with us, and so it's a two-way process there. But I work with other companies too. You know, we got Tierra Cast, Ventage, who else? Halstead. So there's quite a few people out there that I love to collaborate with, and Silver Silk is just a great complement to those particular products. Now, if you're not familiar with what Silver Silk is, it's a machine knitted jewelry chain that you can use to sew on, to connect pieces with, to string beads off of. Really, there's endless possibilities, and my job again is to show you guys how to use some of those ideas and creativity and make your own jewelry pieces. I'm excited about today's project. I had a sketch that I wanted to show you guys from beginning to end. But before we get into that, a couple announcements. One is I had some of our friends are already joining in, speaking of, that are out there. So please shout out a hello and where you're coming from. So I'd love to know where you guys are from. Kathy says hello from Missouri. But yeah, so I had a few of my favorite customers ask about additional mystery boxes, and I'd actually sold out. But then I found a few more components from this past month, which was sort of the Valentine's themed month, and I decided to go ahead and put in three more extra boxes after finding three more pendants that I had created. And so I've got actually one more box left, as you can hear, that is packed and ready to go, still available for the last person that wants this box. I probably won't have another set of mystery boxes till a little bit later in this next month or maybe the month after. So this will go to some lucky person hopefully this week. Lastly, the next to my last announcements is if you guys are out there, please share with our creative community that I am on live. Some of us miss me out there that are in real time. Hi, Mary. And forget that I'm even on YouTube. So please share to our little community group out there. Next, let's talk about Pantones, because every year there is a special Pantone color that is introduced into the fashion scene. Hi, Lori from California. It's great to see you on here. And I think this is genius for all kinds of design possibilities, and I like to keep up with trends just to make sure that I'm keeping current. I don't feel like my stuff is trendy and the ideas that I produce, but I do see obviously colors and patterns and certain textures that are very relevant, and I want to make sure to keep up with those. So, lucky for us, Jesse James Beads has come up with a yearly palette of Pantone colors, and this year they're introducing a couple of them that they actually sent out beads to me. One of them is the Coral Pantone color, and they named this collection. I keep looking over here because I've got the collection sitting in front of me, which whenever I flip the camera down, you'll see it. But this is the Living Coral collection that I'm excited to show you guys, and I'll need your help today to pick out between one color or the other. So when I flip the camera around, you guys can kind of pick and choose which one I use today in today's demonstration. And the other one is a beautiful cobalt color called Princess Blue. And I think these are beautiful palettes, and I think they're highly worth looking into, and I cannot wait to show you guys. So I'm actually going to go ahead and flip this camera around, and I want to show you some of these beautiful colors and some of the materials that I'll be using tonight for our demonstration. Whoop, there we go. All right. So clearly I don't have a sketch of my design yet, so let's start there first, and then I'll show you what the collection looks like. And then we can kind of pick and choose a color that we're going to use for tonight. So tonight's theme is Boho Lariat. Boho meaning probably some of the beads that I'll use tonight, but I definitely wanted to create some sort of a bolo pendant, really turning the silver silk, which is this stuff right here, and not just stringing beads onto it. Like, let's sew something through it with wire tonight. So, hi Trisha, long time no speak. Haven't seen you or hear from you in a while. I hope you're doing great. But yeah, so let's do this. So let's create a nice little necklace rope, right? Let's extend this part out and make sure that we do the same here. And here's where I want to focus. So this won't be a clasp that I'm going to be using today. We're just going to instead focus on sewing the shut and then making sure that the necklace rope is long enough to go ahead and string over your head. Linda says, from the snowy Midwest, greetings to Nile and everyone else. Hello. Welcome to our Silver Silk Tuesday Toots. So let's focus on some spectacular beads here. We're going to be using wire to sew some of this together. But I want to create a dynamic texture here just by sewing in and out of the silver silk. And for the tassels down here, I figured we could probably connect some single strand end caps and figure out some sort of a fun tassel or something to hang down. So I think that'll create a really cool piece that you could just really throw on. You're not going to need a clasp or anything special. And we've got some beads to pick out, which is always a tough part because there's so many creative styles. It's always daunting. And Jesse James Beads is extremely generous for always providing such a dynamic collection. So they make it hard for me to choose. All right, guys. Let's start with the top one because they actually gave me some handwritten notes, which is awesome. So these are hand-dyed metal flowers, gold rhinestone spacers, and this is the Living Coral collection that I'm specifically talking about. Flower tassels and antique silver starfish. Oh, that's these guys right here. I love that already. Now, I love sea-themed things, so I think this is absolutely brilliant. And I love this color palette. It's very, very vibrant, definitely coral. And I think that's a great transition from spring to summer. And I think this would be a great color to start with. But I'm equally in love, which is always the tough part, with this cobalt blue color, which is the Princess Blue. Looks like they've got quite a few of these packages left for sale, but we've got small artisan tassel. Oh wait, small artisan beads. These are probably these right here. We've got tassels, roses, silver medal, and check glass. So let's just peruse through some of this because I am really wanting to dive into this. Looks like they got a huge color. These are these mini tassels, which I love. Got some rose beads in here, which are really beautiful. Pam says, hi, Pamela. Hi, Nile from South Florida. Hello, Pam. What else have we got in here? We got these. Oh, look at these. Now, these come in both colors, so those are pretty vibrant, though. Don't you agree? Look at that. I just want to buy one of everything. All right, guys, I need your help. So far we've looked at these two colors, and so you pick. Should I go with Princess Blue tonight or the coral? Living Coral. So these are the mini mixes, and then we've got the inspirations mix. So let me bring those out real quick as I get organized here. All right. So the beads just never stop. So this one is the inspirations mix of the Princess Blue. Now this includes some artisan beads. We got silver feathers, which are these right here. I think I accidentally threw one into my mini mix there. Pearl cages, these guys right here. I thought was really cool. Those make some sweet earrings. And some check glass. So beautiful mix there for the Princess Blue. Put my notes down here. And of course we gotta have living color. Jesse James Beads is on, guys. Thank you so much for sending out these beads. I'm absolutely in love with the collection, and you guys did a kick-ass job, if I must say. Now, I have to reiterate, they actually designed these beads in-house, and they process, not process is not the right word. Their process is what I really meant to say. Um, they create these beads by hand dyeing them in house, and I think that that is such a spectacular way to create these. Now these are hand designed, hand put together, handmade, and hand dyed. Isn't that just incredible? Now this includes hand dyed roses, which is these guys right here. Petite coral bohos, that's these guys right here. Some braided fabric beads. I wonder what those could be. Braided fabric beads. Hand dyed rhinestone beaded bail. So let's see. These are the fabric ones. And we've got some pearls. Silver antique silver metal. That's these guys right here. So quite a few. Oh, these are the rhinestone balls. Okay, so hand-dyed rhinestone beaded balls. That's what these guys are. Oh, those are so beautiful. Very, very luxurious, if I do say so myself. I love that. Okay, so choices, people. Are we commenting? We're either doing the Princess Blue or the Coral tonight. So please keep shouting it out because I think my comments disappear on this YouTube live that's happening. So we've got strand number 1 for living coral, and guys, this is really like I don't even know where to go with this. There's so many beads to pick out. This includes some sparkly boho beads, which are these guys right here. Some hand-dyed roses. We got bronze metal flowers and not flowers, I'm sorry, shells right there, which are really cool. We got this beautiful sparkly bead in the middle that's rhinestone. Check that out. And of course, our beautiful little cage beads. So that's a great strand. We've got strand number 2, which is right here. Again, we've got some more artisan beads and our mother of pearl larger bead up here, which is absolutely gorgeous. So many beads to look at. My gosh. That concludes the Living Coral collection. And now I want to do Princess Blue because this is equally as gorgeous. Here we go. Oh, look at that. So pretty. So this one also includes pearl boho, which are these right here. Now, these are also hand-dyed. I saw the Instagram post. And guys, if you're out there in the social media world, please make sure to check us out, both Jesse James Beads and Silver Silk and More on Instagram. We are constantly posting things, even on Facebook. And they were actually revealing some of their process of how they create these beads, Jesse James. And so they were showing the oven that these are cured in. So that was pretty cool. I love that. Lastly, we've got this guy. Look at that. Big O sparkly bead in the middle. This one includes the large glass bead that I just mentioned. Some boho rhinestones, which are these guys right here. Look at that. Sparkly. We got some cage beads. Look at these mini cage beads. And oh, what is this? Oh, that's so cool. This one feels soft, believe it or not. It's not hard plastic at all. It's kind of more of a, I don't know. This feels like kind of rubbery, actually. It's pretty cool. I imagine that would be very comfortable to wear. Really spectacular. Okay, so I got to check my comments here and see which one people are responding to. Everyone's saying blue? All right, we got to go with the blue then, I guess. This is going to be a hard choice either. Either way, this is very hard for me because these beads are so beautiful and don't even know where to start because there's so many choices. So we're going to do Princess Blue tonight. And we are going to create this beautiful lariat. So let me clean up my space a little bit and we can get started. Now, guys, if you're unfamiliar with what Silver Silk is, it is this chain right here. This is called the Pearlesque Chain. Now, what makes it Pearlesque is, first of all, you've got this beautiful machine knitted chain that's on top here, right? So they are actually taking the guy who makes this actually does it in his basement. Funny story, but it is made here in America, and basically his machine can take 8 little pieces of wire and knit this into a beautiful cord. But what makes this pearlesque is that if I take this apart a little bit at the end here, you can see that there is another lining that is a rainbow colored tinsel. So think of it as the stuff that you throw onto your Christmas trees at the, during holiday season, obviously. And yeah, so that stuff is actually woven around the ball chain first. That's brilliant right there. And then over that is knitted with the wire. So you get this multi-layered effect that really makes this chain very, very sparkly. And so we are going to play with that tonight. What I also like about this is that this diameter is a little bit thicker than the capture chain. So this is going to be great for sewing our beads through. And now we're down to the hard part, which is picking out our beads for this pattern. Whoops. All right, so we're going to do Princess Blue tonight, which is kind of appropriate, actually, for the color of blue. It's a little chilly here in Oklahoma. But we've got some beads from the Inspirations mix, as well as this mini mix or the design element, excuse me, to pick out. So if I wanted to figure out what my width is going to be, I'm going to start with my largest bead first, I think. So I think I want to use something from, do I want this one? Oh man, choices, I'm telling you. Let's go sparkly tonight, because as much as I love these, which, I don't know, I could go either way. We'll start with this strand. Let's just work here. Oh, there's so many choices. I could literally make hundreds of designs out of these beads, as many as I have, and the styles that are here. So let's do this. Let me start to kind of lay this out in a fashion here. I like these bead caps too. Look, check that out. What's great is this also makes the hole a little bit smaller, just because I'm putting thinner wire through. So we're gonna keep those bead caps out to the side. Now I have some smaller beads up here that I want to put above my design, and so what I'm going to do is pick out stuff from the little mix here to put above there. And lucky for us, they've included quite a few of these tiny little beads for us to design with. So we'll take some of those. Whoops. Let's see if this will all work. I'm not sure about that particular color. Let me see if I've got some out here. Only because that color is a little bit more cobalt, and this one's a little bit more teal, but I'm quite particular about how I choose my beads here. So this lighter one seems to work pretty good, so let's see if these will work. Oops. These away. Yeah, so the lighter ones pick up the lighter colors from the rhinestones, actually, so I think that'll work a little bit better. And as we kind of put our palette together, we can always add and subtract what we don't love from our design. And these were included on the strand as well, so we might use those somewhere. All right, so now I kind of want something different to break up my strand here. So I wonder if that one, probably not so much. We've got, oops, let's take some of these out. Oh, you know what? We've got this one, which I really like that guy. But that size might be a little bit too much, and I think it takes away from the sparkliness of this bead. So we'll leave them out to the side for now. We could do our cage beads. But we have too much silver already there, and I really wanted a punch of color, so we might not use those. See, you guys, choices, I'm telling you. There's so many beads to pick from, and so many ways to design this. So let's go with these guys and see what that does. Maybe they're facing each other. That could work. I've got, ooh, I like that. Oops, I might use 2 of these. Kind of like that color a little bit better. Keep it nice and light. Maybe something like that. And then we got some more room to play with here. So let's see. Maybe we add 1 more there from our little mix. And then we've got, oh, I didn't even see these. So these came from the design elements, but look at that. Isn't that cool? Maybe that works its way in somewhere. So many choices. We could even end with tassels here at the bottom if we really wanted to get real funky and cool. Something different. And figure out what we can put in between to kind of space those guys out. Let's see. So kind of like what this is doing. I'm not sure about the top ones anymore because I feel like this kind of distracts from the darker color palette that I'm developing here. So we might take those out and leave the rest of these in and see what we can do to play with our shapes here. So maybe that works its way in on each side. So this is probably the hardest part of this whole project, is really trying to figure out and pinpoint what beads I want to use. But once I kind of get it all assembled, it can kind of, it'll kind of all just come together, which I think will be the real interesting part. We've even got this like really cool fabric bead, the braided fabric bead. So I don't know, that might be a nice touch. Maybe we don't go sparkly, maybe we go fabric bead. Kind of like that too, especially because this one could take away from the palette and there's something about this palette that I'm really loving. So let's break these beads apart and see what we can make. And if I'm making a weird design decision, please yell, "What are you doing?" Because with me, you just never know what you're gonna get. All right. So I kind of like what's happening here. So I'm just gonna go with it and see what develops. So let me get some of this out of the way here, and I will show you what I intend to do to weave this through. All right, so I want to leave enough room for a necklace to be basically hung over my neck. So I'm going to leave a lot there, and then probably work with this bottom part area here. I do want to stagger this. Now, lucky for us, this comes in a 3-foot package, and so I'm using all 3 feet here in this particular design. And what I want to do is pick up this bottom area. I'm probably measuring a good solid 3 inches of knitted wire here, the Pearlesque chain, and then probably 6 inches at the tail here. So that should give me enough to work with. And what I'm going to do is just kind of eyeball and work up there. So I'm using 26 gauge craft wire in silver. I do want to make sure that it is the same color as my knitted wire. Whoops, already messed up my pattern there, but I think I remember exactly what's going to be strung here. And what I'm going to do is start with, go ahead. This is the beauty of the knitted wire. What I did was I just literally passed it right through the chain, and it's not going to move, it's not going to shift or do anything. So that I think really gives it its unique touch with what it can do. Okay, so now I can kind of eyeball and push this through. There we go, just like that. And I've got my first row pretty much put together. So now what to do with these outside? Well, lucky for us, again, the inspirations mix, not inspirations, I'm sorry, the mini mix, or the elements mix, I want to try and use some of these smaller beads and see where that takes us. So let's just say that we want to string our little check glass there. And I'm going to do each side, but I'm going to start with one side at a time. What I'll do is I'll just flip this around, and I'm going to go ahead and sew it through the Pearlesque chain again. This might be tricky on the first row, but with a little patience, this should be pretty smooth to go through. So it looks like it's going to land about right there. I got to do this quickly, you guys. It's getting dark. I've got no lights in this studio. My dream studio would have a ton of lights, but got to work with what I got. All right, same thing to this side. Cool, there we go. Okay, so once we got that first row essentially developed, the rest of this should go pretty smooth. Oh, Heidi just made it in. She says she's late, but I think you are just on time for the first part of our lesson. No worries. And this video is posted to YouTube, so it'll live on there forever, lucky for us, and you can definitely replay at your convenience. Okay, so now it looks like I have just a little bit of room for my design here. And so I kind of need to space this out with a bead on each side. Which bead is the question? I still have a ton of these, but I think I need to use them on the outside edges, so I don't want to use those. Let's see. Making sure that I have enough of them. What do I want to do? Let's put, oh, I got an idea. We have these little guys right here, so maybe if we put that on each side, that could give us another texture. Let's do that. Or, better yet, these guys. These little spacers are going to be perfect. So I need to find another one. Here we are. Cool. Okay, moving right along here. Because I just needed a little bit of space, but not too much. There we go. All right, what I'm going to do is cross my wire from one end to the other between the beads here. So here we go. Go ahead and crisscross that. Just like that. Oh, you can already see it's coming together. And before I really tighten it, oh, Heidi says, love the blue and silver combination. Thank you. Before I tighten it, I can go through the Pearlesque chain again, just like that. There we go, on each side. Perfect. Cool. Oh my gosh. Okay, I love where this is going already. So I just got a couple more rows to go. So again, I'm just going to go ahead and string on a blue bead, a little blue check glass, and pretty much repeat the same thing that I just did. Hopefully I have enough wire here. I didn't mention how much I cut, but I would suggest, if you can, maybe a couple feet, maybe 2.5 feet of wire, just to be on the safe side, because you never know. Oops, this one seemed to kink on me. There we go. And same thing on this side. All right, so now that we got this technique down, it should go a little bit faster. And especially since our rows, our first 2 rows are done, we can kind of move right along here. So push this through. Perfecto. All right, so now I wanted to use this bead, which it looks like I will get to. So I think he doesn't need any friends, so let's just see. And by friends, I mean bead caps. We're trying to make a family out of all my beads here. All right. So yeah, we'll just, it looks like he doesn't need anything, so we'll just stick him in there. There we go. And this is great because I don't need a needle. I could just directly use this wire. So it's kind of a sew but non-sew project. Which is fun. Sometimes it's good to put away the needle and thread and trying to figure out how to do the same technique with a different medium. It's always challenging, but this wire definitely makes it possible. So 26 gauge craft wire, I'm telling you, it's where it's at. There we go. Cool. I'm almost even tempted to like leave it at 3, but I really kind of want to see what I can do by putting these in there, just for fun. Because why not? We can always take it off later if it doesn't look good, because it's wire. We just twist it together and cut it to end the process here. But otherwise, you could really open up yourself to different types of designing just without having to worry about your thread fraying or that your knot isn't tight enough to that it'll come apart. It's the beauty about the wire, at least. So there we go. Oh, there's so many beads in this collection that I've not yet ran out of any of these small beads, believe it or not. Okay. So now how do we want to put these tassels on? So I still have these little ones. I'm wondering if I've got one more. If I don't, that's okay, because what I can do is actually start by stringing the tassel first. So let's just see if this is going to work. So we do tassel, we do a bead, a tassel, bead, and then another tassel. There we go. Let's see where this lands us. Not quite where I'm wanting it, so that's not going to work. But I wonder then if we just do all tassel, where does that put us? We don't know until we try, right? And sometimes it might work and sometimes it doesn't. Well, that's kind of fun. I think I still need a bead on each side. And I was actually looking at my table, and I've got these small silver beads that are at the end of the strands that the beads come on. So maybe that's all I need. Put one of those. And then my 4 tassels. There we go. And let's see if I can find that last bead. See if this will work. If not, I've still got a ton of bead caps. There we go. That might actually work. It's got a little bit of tease in there, perhaps. I actually do like that. Let's go with it. All right. To end this, I actually am going to go ahead and get as close as I can and just twist it. Because what I'm going to do is tuck, after trimming, my little end there back into the silver silk, and that'll hide everything, believe it or not. So cute little tassel there at the end. I've got this all kind of laid out the way that I need. There we go. Cool. And looks like I'm ready to trim and tuck. Instant design. I'm telling you, this is perfect. Right. So yeah, I'm literally just going to push it into the silver silk. And it'll just kind of hide in there and not do anything. So as long as that wire doesn't stick out, we're in good shape. So it's kind of cool. Got this little funky texture going on, which is pretty fun. Now I can kind of decorate my tassel area here with some of the other beads that we've got. So I have some simple little findings called end caps. These are for single strand end caps. They are silver silk custom, which look at that, you got the little imprint on them. And what I'm going to do is just stick these in and then press it. And you don't need any glue. You don't need any crazy tools. You simply just need a pair of nylon jaw pliers, stick it in and press it, and that's it. The reason why it stays is that it's got these little teeth inside of it, as you can kind of see, and that basically grasps onto the little ball chain that's in here. And so that's why you don't need anything. Pretty snazzy and easy. And now you can decorate however to your heart's content on this bottom part. So do we put more beads down here? Do we put tassels? I don't know. There's so many possibilities. I wonder though, because I do want to tassel this up a little bit. One other thing that I might comment on actually is that I probably want this a little bit shorter, but that's okay. For this demonstration, I think this works pretty well. Or we don't have a large tassel, maybe we just end it at a smaller bead, which I think that might be the perfect end for tonight. So let me grab some, or you know what, we've got these feathers too. My mind's all over the place. Forgot about these guys. That might be kind of fun. We could put those down there. So let me grab my jump rings and we'll connect those guys together real quick. Oh, there we go. I don't know. What do y'all think about this technique and design? I want to know your opinion. So far, it's been super easy to put together. And as you guys saw earlier, I kind of got lost in the beads themselves and didn't really know where to design. But we made something tonight, which I'm really happy with. Emily says, love it. I hope you guys try this technique out because it's pretty fun. And you don't need a clasp. You just need the silver silk chain and these very smart Jesse James beads. In with the design, these feathers worked out perfect for this. Was not expecting to use them, but wow, just the perfect little addition to our design. We got some fabric tassels and some metal tassels, so check it out. Nice little focal area here. And that to end. Ah, beautiful. And imagine painting these with some vintage patina paint. So you can get a little pop of color down here too if you wanted. If you didn't want them just to be antique silver. So I'm actually going to turn this camera around so that you guys can see me again. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the little demonstration. I absolutely think this piece is adorable that we made tonight. Again, you just throw this on with your outfit and you're out the door. So that looks good. It blends into my shirt today because it's all blue, right? But we looked at a couple different collections from Jesse James Beads that coordinate with the 2019 theme of Pantone, which is coral, living coral, as well as Princess Blue, which is what we used tonight. So thank you, Jesse James Beads, for making such a great collection. Again, all of those are made in-house, designed all the way to production, and for shipping them out to me to use tonight. So I love you guys. I love your products, and thank you for thinking of Silver Silk. And for my designers out there, I hope you love the technique as much as I loved demonstrating it. I can only think of more ideas that I want to do using this technique for other designs, so stay tuned on those. Otherwise, you can catch me on Tuesdays at 5:30 in the evening here on the Silver Silk YouTube page. I will always have some fresh, new, and creative ideas for you guys to try out with Silver Silk. If you love any of these products, please check out www.silversilkonline.com. And if you love the beads, please check out www.jessejamesbeads.com for all your bead needs. And believe it or not, they do carry silver silk, excuse me. Seem to not say that fast enough. They do carry silver silk in their store, so please support them if you love the silver silk as well. So guys, if you love this video, please subscribe to my channel, and until next time, keep it fun and creative, and I will see you again on Tuesday.